If you don't have a strong sense of self, you're going to end up being a people pleaser, constantly neglecting your own needs and spending your entire life questioning your existence and your purpose. So, what does it mean to actually have a strong sense of self? Well, it means to truly know yourself, the good, the bad, the ugly, and loving yourself just the way you are. The other day, I was talking to a client who often forgets things, where he put his keys, he can't find his AirPods, he forgets meetings and then has to rush to get there and ends up being late. He feels like all of these things are a character flaw, things that he should be able to handle. And I can relate. I'm often just on time. I forget my phone. My wife asks me to do something and I forget to do it. But I don't spend myself beating myself up anymore because I've realized a couple of things. One, these things are just part of who I am. They're not character flaws. They're just the way my brain works. Hello, ADHD. Squirrel? Sure, these things can be frustrating for me and for others, but they don't define who I am at a core level. They're not character flaws. Now, my intention is to not be late or forget my keys, so I'm working on improving those things, and I put systems in places to help me with the trouble spots. But instead of being self-critical, I just do my best to move on. Speaking of which, I've also worked hard at getting to know myself. And what I mean by this is that I know who I am. I know what I want, and I know that I'm going to screw up from time to time because I'm human. But I truly like me. And if I were to meet myself, I would probably want to be friends with myself. I'll explain what that means in a minute. But I want to know, do you have a strong sense of self? Do you like yourself just the way you are? Or are you consistently in your head thinking about all your deficiencies and trying to hide your flaws and doing everything for all the people around you at the cost of doing things for yourself? Today, I want you to stop that behavior. I want you to start making yourself a priority. I want you to learn to love yourself. But first, do me a favor, boop the like button, click the bell, and if you're not already a subscriber, please, I would appreciate if you do that as well. Thanks for your consideration. One of the problems of not having a strong sense of self is that others can also see it, and it tends to keep them at a distance. We'll give off a vibe of self-doubt and transmit our own anxieties in a way that others can actually feel. And if you've been with somebody who struggles with anxiety, you know what I mean. You can actually feel their anxiety. And when someone senses anxiety in you, they unconsciously try to avoid you because they feel the anxiety. In psychological terms, we refer to this as transference. Our nervous systems are attuned to others' anxieties as a defense mechanism. If someone feels anxious, it signals that they don't feel safe, which makes others' primal brains perceive danger and avoid that person. For the anxious person, this just confirms that limiting belief that they're unlovable, which then increases their anxiety. Neuropsychology suggests that our brains are adaptive and pliable, and this means that we can change the structure by consciously controlling our thoughts. According to a study by Dr. Jeffrey Schwartz, who's a leader in research in this field, the brain can actually rewire through focused attention and cognitive behavioral therapy, allowing individuals to change their thought patterns and behaviors over time. To think consciously means that you, the real you, takes over the controls and creates thoughts that change the brain. But to change your thoughts, you have to get in touch with the you that is truly you. Understanding that the real you is separate from your thoughts and has the power to control them. The you that is truly you has been with you since the day you were born. It's the part of you that is active when all is quiet. It's separate from your body and distinct from the functions of typing, reading, or creating thought. When we become aware of our thoughts and we see them as a function of the brain, we can observe our actions and our impulses. This awareness allows us to direct our behavior towards what's good for us. I know this might sound a bit ethereal, but try to get in touch with your true self. So close your eyes. Yes, come on, do it. Close your eyes. And I really want you to feel into your heart, feel into your gut. And there's a part of you that is alive and is a wonderful light of your presence. This is where you generate love, abundance, peace, and life. It's the part of you that wants to shine, but often gets hidden under our ego's need for instant gratification. Let that part of you begin to project outward and see it as a source of strength. Okay, open your eyes. Now, when you learn to live from this place and not from your anxious thoughts, you also project peace, confidence, and love that is attractive to others. Practicing loving the true you, is vital to overcoming your lack of self-awareness. A practice that I'll often say is, I love myself enough to fill in the blank. I love myself enough to practice knowing myself. I love myself enough to eat well today. I love myself enough to interact with others and shine my light. When I do good things for me, I understand what it's like to love something. And when I learn to love myself, my people-pleasing, my nice guy behaviors disappear. The first rule of becoming an integrated man is to have a strong sense of self and to love yourself just the way that you are. And that is the you that is truly you. Let's talk about how this translates into everyday life. When you have a strong sense of self, you can set boundaries without guilt. You can know what's best for you, and you're not afraid to say no when something doesn't align with your values or your needs. This doesn't mean you become selfish. It means you become aware that taking care of yourself enables you to be more present and supportive for others. Think about the relationships in your life. When you love and accept yourself, you attract healthier, more fulfilling relationships. People are drawn to your confidence and your authenticity. You stop seeking validation from others because you are already self-validated. Now, this doesn't mean you don't value other people's opinions, but their opinions don't define you or your worth. Here's another practice. Every morning, look in the mirror and say something kind to yourself. Now, this might feel awkward at first, but it's truly a powerful way to enforce the positive self-talk. It can be as simple as, I'm worthy, or I'm enough just as I am. And the more you practice it, the more natural it feels, and the more you'll start to believe it. I've been practicing this for a long time now. Every morning, I'll wake up and I'll look in the mirror, and I'll look in my eyes, and I'll just say, I love you, Chuck. I love you. And it really helps me get in touch with that part of myself. That's me, that is lovable. If you like this video, check out the one I did on breaking free, a meditation to release attachments. It's a little different in that it is a guided meditation that you can actually use to start rewiring your brain. And the link should be right about here. I hope you got something from this that's valuable. And please comment, let me know your thought. If there are specific topics that you'd like me to do a video on, just put that in the comments and I'll see what I can do. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.